Hello everyone, welcome to today's quick video here. I wanted to take a look at what's going on in the equities and Bitcoin. As always, not a lot of action has been happening over the last few days. We've been just very tight and very slight trend higher. Last Friday we did have a little bit of a drop. I mean, we all know the geopolitical events that are taking place in the Middle East, and the market sold off a little bit on Friday. Was almost like he wanted to break off this short-term uptrend in here. The distribution days are trying to pile up. They're not that many really next to each other, but there is a slight sign in here that we might be having a little tired market. Today's action was quite encouraging somewhat because this attempted drop failed, and then we managed to gap higher and close towards the highs. We did not close to a new little high over 650, but still a decent reaction here. Now we know that coming into all-time highs is going to be quite a bit of fighting. That is definitely taking place. A bunch of the MAGA names are not really acting that strong either. We're losing quite a number of stocks below the 20-day moving averages, so we have a little bit of a divergence there. But overall, not really not a whole lot to worry just yet. You could kind of look into this as being a little bit of a break. You can pull the trend line kind of, however you can play with it a little bit here. I mean, there's still a slight uptrending channel in the S&P. So truthfully, until we start to get back below 5950 and 5900, I still think this market has a chance to continue to go higher. You see, that's the level we pointed out last week. So that was the previous high from back in May, and we came back, retested that, and held, and now push higher. But really, this whole channel in here is probably going to be littered with offers, and it's anybody's guess. It's tough to be long right here. And to be short, I think it's a bit, it could be a bit dangerous. You would want to see at least some kind of a failure, some kind of a reversal. I mean, this was a pretty good kind of signal last time around, where the market tried to stick its head up and then it failed pretty strongly, and you got a massive distribution there, and then it continued to sell off. We don't have, anything of as such up into this point. We're above the 20-day, so the moving averages are keeping defense. The RSI is still fine. So it's just kind of what I would probably do. I would just kind of tidy up the stops and just think about this as being a potential fifth wave in development at the moment. So with that being said, let me just semiconductors, had another strong day here, up 3%. I think AMD had a pretty good day. So even this one, if you're looking at this as as the stronger part of the move, things get a little tricky. And this is, kind of one of the things even with Elliott wave, right? It kind of throws you a little bit into the idea that, hey, if you're in wave 5, you're probably going to sell off. It's not always the case. So this could be, let's say maybe another second wave, and we can continue to go. But we're coming into big resistance, so I would definitely wait until we will lose at least some of these highs, before I would. I don't know. I don't even think there's a point to short this. I mean, it's still a strong market. It's nice and impulsive, but I would probably look to add on pullbacks rather than right into these levels until we get more of a clearer breakout. So let's take a look at Bitcoin, and that is, acting well. I mean, remember, last week I think we were talking about the scandal and kind of the signal that it sent out there, and then we talked about the low of the scandal that it gets taken out. I think that could mean that might want to step aside. Now the 50-day came back and provided good support. It still continues to look like some type of a corrective action that's taking place kind of sideways as part of that second wave. If this second wave is complete and this was a wave one of the lows, and that's a wave two, we should be getting a larger wave three with I think a possible decent confirmation when it takes up this high. So if that happens, I think what could try again to get back on the long side here. RSI kind of held nicely at 50, so I'm happy with that. You have a good defense here at the 50-day, and if you get back below the low of this candle again, it's shorter term, it's a problem, and then we could look at the further decline. But nice action in here after 1, 2, 3 days of kind of sideways and of these again these kind of 104, I guess, levels, 102.5 levels holding with that spike down and then a bit higher to 105. So, the PPO seems to be resetting. So I'll be excited. We'll be excited to see a new trend start to develop in Bitcoin, something like this, where you get, a move maybe towards 120, 130K, in a matter of a couple of weeks. That would be great. But, let's see kind of what happens here from a trading perspective. I guess I would take just a break above 110 as a trigger, and then wait until that happens, and then use the low of today candle maybe as a further defense, or if you want to get a little bit deeper, maybe the swing low right here. So that's it for today. I'll leave it at that. I don't have a whole lot, but just quietly watching the market. I'm involved, but I've been pulling back and even eyeing some shorts and some things. I must say, but there's nothing really clear. I guess I'm looking more at those kind of high flyers, like some of the larger AI, not larger, but some of the very kind of hot AI names, and just things that that look a bit frothy, or that the market is a bit too excited about, or those are the ones where could be profited on the downside if they start to show signs of failures. But and especially if the market pulls back, I think those are going to get hit. But anyway, let's leave it at that. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.